I'm going to be taking a look at a match Team Kinguin played in the Global Loot League Season 1 Grand Finals. This was a LAN held in Romania. It pitted the top 8 European teams from the regular season against the top 8 North American teams from their own season. You can see the team lists on the edges of the map. The left-hand side shows the European teams and the right-hand side shows the North American teams. So the plane starts south and heads north. It's hovering over the west side of the map. This is a good plane path for Kinguin as they drop Picado. And you should never really struggle to get to Picado from any plane path just because of the centrality of Picado. This makes rotating and positioning into the first circle much easier than other teams on the edges of the map that may have to travel to the other side of the map just to get into the white circle. As we know, Picado also gives very good consistent loot and there's a lot of vehicle spawns in close proximity. I saw 6 vehicle spawns from Miraku's perspective while he was parachuting. The circle spawns in the northeast of the map, and as you can see there's not many teams in the circle to begin with because of the western plane path. No Loot Gaming are driving in the circle now. They're headed to Elazar, their regular loot spot. They could have opted to go to Cruz de Vaya instead to loot since it's much more central. Even just putting one person or two people there to loot, but they play it safe. This is before PUBG Corp nerfed Elazar as well, so they should be getting better loot from here than Cruz anyway. Shoot to Kill is also headed into the circle to loot, headed to Torre Armada in the north. They know this is going to be free, being the last team to drop and seeing that no one headed east. Um, they know for sure this is east, and Kate from Lumbermill is headed to Cruz de Vaya, securing that central position in the circle and continuing to loot. This isn't the first time Lumbermill have done something like this with a similar circle. So 2 minutes until the first shrink begins, and Kinguin are starting their rotation into the circle. Quite an early rotation compared to other teams, but when you're this close to the circle, it is a good idea to do an early rotation, even sending one person. Like Varda's got a pretty big lead on the rest of Kinguin. Since it's an early rotation, he can get to the circle fast. There's so much free real estate that he can secure a good position. And right now, he'll be able to see Lumber Mill and can hear that nobody's shooting at them. So this compound he's about to pull up on, he knows it's free as there's no shots around any of these compounds. He doesn't have to stop on the hill south to scout it out. Now Miraku is about to join him, sees the envious bike, and I believe pulls up on this hill to take shots, but upon seeing the second vehicle decides against it and just tries to avoid the full squad from envious. Now as the first vehicle goes past the crossroad, Vard's taking shots at them. This prompts the second vehicle to veer west to avoid Vard's shots, and Miraku does a very smart play, heading onto this hill to the west of Vard to get a better angle as Envious head west. Now Miraku's, it looks like he's finding it hard to find the vehicle, maybe a bit of miscommunication, but he spots it and promptly takes down Karsiko after Vard weakens him. Now he switches his fire onto Caden only after he secured the kill onto Karsiko. I think this is a bit of a misplay. If he switched fire onto Caden as soon as Karsiko got knocked, maybe they would secure 2 kills. Instead, they just get 1 kill. It is a very good play by Kinguin though. They do get the first kill of the game. And it's just smart overall, that movement by Miraku. Now Gaxi and Vard, they're not staying at this compound very long. They head north onto the hill to scout out other locations. Larson and Miraku hop on the 3-seater bike to join the other two. Larson leaves his Bronco behind because he crashed it twice on the way here, bringing himself down to half health, so the Bronco would be very lit and it's definitely not worth taking it from this point on. They just have to use free vehicles. So they drive close to this compound on their west and nobody shoots at them, so it's safe to assume that it's clear. Caden actually just left that compound and gets killed by Gaxi. So in the end, it didn't even matter that Miraku didn't kill Caden on that buggy because he does die to the hands of Kinguin, and they secure even more points. So Kinguin are just up here to scout. They're not looking to fight Lumbermill. I mean, they'll take a few pot shots at them if they can find the angle, but they're just looking around, seeing for any free compounds they can get their hands on. Kinguin have gotten the information they need from this hill, and they're getting in their vehicles to secure that compound they drove past on the west. They're not going deeper into the circle. They don't want to commit to anything, and they don't want to pull up at compounds blind. So they're just playing it safe. Very smart by them. They know this is safe, and they're just gonna hold here until the next circle updates. The next circle is about to form. You can see on the map where the other teams have positioned themselves. So the circle shifts east. Kinguin are in it, but only just. So they get in their vehicles right away. They're just headed to that hill they were on before to get some updated information on other teams and free areas of the map. They want to do this as fast as possible, wasting as little time as possible. So they're immediately scouting out, scanning for free compounds. They see that that compound looks clear, Miraku's looking at. They do spot Team Envious, Team 10 at that compound with a nice central compound and hill in the white. After they get the information, they're straight on into their vehicles because it's a race to get to these free compounds as soon as the circle updates. You definitely want to be the hare instead of the tortoise in this race. So you can see Larson pulls up at this compound that they saw was clear, just keeping it warm in case they have to fall back to that, while Vard and Gaxi in the two-seater bike scout at this compound on the east. They've just created a nice buffer distance, so if they do get shot at from that compound, hopefully they'll live at a distance like that. So as soon as they hear they don't get shot at, they chuck a Yui and head straight for the compound. Larson and Miraku beeline there as well. The next circle's about to update, and you can see Larson was already in a vehicle, ready to rotate early if they had to. The circle hard shifts to the east again, and Larson's straight out of the gates. He's just headed to that dip on the other side of the road. FlyQuest interrogates in a shack at the moment. You can see him take shots at Larson there, bringing Larson down to half health, but makes it into the safety of the dip. I'm not sure if Kinguin knew Interrogate was in that shack, so if they didn't know, that was definitely a misplay by Interrogate, I think, because at this point Interrogate should be rank tanking with just 2 up from FlyQuest, and to give away his position like that, now he's just going to get singled out by the full squad of Kinguin. The last member of FlyQuest gets spotted by Miraku. Miraku takes him down to low health, but No Loot Gaming actually steals the kill. Now Kinguin climb this hill because they know it's going to be clear. They would have got shot at when they entered the dip if people were on this hill, so they're taking some nice high ground that is got pretty good defilades to protect from all angles. Miraku gets a nice knock onto Follica, but he's going to get rezzed in the smoke. The circle swings to the northwest, away from Kinguin again, and with a circle like this, there's not much breathing room between teams. There's a lot of open area, particularly in the south. That's pretty much all inhabitable because you're just going to get shot at from every other team if you stay there. Now Kinguin have a bit of a look around and then they get their vehicles and head into the circle. Just a small little rotation onto this hill. Some nice high ground here, and they have the shack to provide some nice 360 degrees hard cover if they need. As the circle is shrinking towards Kinguin, they're looking out into the blue to see if any latecomers are coming. Looks like Miraku spots you in there. Taking some cover behind this little mound. Now, Kinguin aren't really going to expose themselves too much. They don't need to take unneeded damage. They know Ewan isn't in the circle, and he has the ascent of that hill to look forward to. Miriku's shot's not quite connecting, but as soon as Ewan exposes himself climbing up this hill, he just gets swiftly taken out of the game by the barrage of the Kinguin assault rifles. The circle spawns fairly central. A lot of the teams are playing the edge at this point, and you see Optic is in the petrol station while FaZe is taking up the majority of the circle on that mountain range. Miraku just doing some matrixing, dodging those bullets, and Kinguin take this compound south of Optic, knowing they moved over more central. Kinguin, of course, pull up at the southern building, and you can see they move as a unit to clear out the compound. They know Optic didn't move, but there could still be one member left here, or even a rank tank from another team. So they move in at least a group of two. You see Vard follow Gaxi up this first set of stairs to trade knocks if there's someone up there. When they see that's clear, Vard follows Miraku up the next set of stairs. Just in case there's someone hiding there, gets a knock on Miraku, Vard can quickly come up, trade a knock, and res his teammate. The circle's moving in, and you can see Nova in the south having to cross over 100 meters of openness to reach the white. Kinguin knows this and is going to gatekeep them out. They spot Richie first. He gets knocked, so they look for more members. Gaxi is an angle and sees nerf me please. He's actually in a crossfire from No Loot Gaming and Kinguin. As the circle moves in, Kinguin get their vehicles into the white zone, trying to hold on to them for as long as possible into the late game. There's no reason not to. You don't know where the circle's going to form. You may need vehicles even at this stage of the game, so keeping them in the white circle is definitely beneficial. So you see Envious and Shoot to Kill going down. This leaves 8 teams left in the match. The circle feeds FaZe, and Kinguin know Optic is standing between them and the zone. So without hesitating, Kinguin push them before they can set up a defense and hoping they can catch them off guard. Hetra makes a run for it, somehow lives on a slither of health, but this gives space to Kinguin to push up. Vard gets an angle through the window onto Hypok, taking him down. Hector, though, coming out of the closet, knocking Gaxi, but Larson's there to trade knocks at the same time Vard comes through the window for a pincer. Now Miraku playing the flank, takes down 17 as he's switching weapon. Unlucky for 17, but Kinguin stay 4 men up, wiping Optic out of the game. Kinguin make their way into the circle using the back of the hill, while Miraku stays behind, making sure no one can sneak up behind them. Coldamenta decides now's a good time to trail for the Crusty Demons. Gets taken out by Vard. There's no way Ronin's getting out of this, and Kinguin wants the kill points for themselves. You can also see NLG, Team 7, very close to Kinguin, playing it very sneaky. Ronin end up suiciding to the play zone, not giving away any free points to the other teams. And Miraku still trailing behind, making sure no one can flank. It seems like Kinguin aren't paying much attention to NLG, even though they know they came out of the barn and they're still alive. They should be somewhere close to Kinguin, but Kinguin don't look too phased. Vard now pushing up for information, gets deleted from 3 NLG members peeking at the same time. Good peek by NLG, but Miraku's on the flank. Gets spotted by multiple members, still peeks, takes one down, and peeks the second time as they retreat for a second knock. NLG butts on the flank, knocks Larson, but Gax is there to trade. And Miraku is still working the flank, takes down Outsider. Outsider knew the position of Miraku, his overall position, but still ignores that and just holds W at the other two members of Kinguin. Now I'm just gonna let the main cast from the stream play out for some entertainment, and I'll talk about analysts after for this last fight.
Empty here, so
No
low
heals.
on HP.
Oh, he does have.
Oh, he does. Yeah, it didn't update yet. Here we're gonna see some smoke. It's gonna be a full-on 3 versus 4. 2 teams left alive: Kinguin and FaZe.
And FaZe are already on the prowl. They want to keep this enemy team outside there. Kinguin might not have the chance to move in. Let's watch Mixie and Fuzzface. Empty is not doing much from here, I feel like. Okay, there we go. Mixie is pushing into the side here. Might be caught off guard. He's not looking at the right angle here. He might be spotted. Indeed, he gets knocked out. Fuzzface wasn't close enough to trade with him. And that will see a 3v3 situation effectively. Fuzzface is on the back foot there. Hack City's going to be joining him soon as Yempty climbs up the hall onto the hill. This is becoming difficult for FaZe. It looked good for a moment.
It did indeed. Now it's a 3v3. They have the new zone here. Foss did pull back because he saw the new zone. He's going to try to get the best position in the new zone, which is now left leaving Kinguin to having to make a play right here. Miraku is trying for the flank here, but Fuzzface has this really good angle right now.
Yes, he does, and he's being very quiet there. Hack City and Yempty are going to be on the back foot there, so Fuzzface could be the element of surprise in this duel. Here comes Gaxi, here comes Larson. Miracle will follow suit. They want to make sure they have the full boost to their best potential, to their best of loot right now. Let's see if they can make it work as Gaxi's just on the other side of the hill here. Fuzzface waiting for him. It might be indeed a very bad surprise just waiting to happen. Circle strangling now. Not a lot of time left for these two teams. Let's see who gets the chicken dinner. Is it going to be FaZe again, or do Kinguin have their chance at it? They have a chicken dinner to their name as well, but a second one will surely help him out. Larson gets himself dinked down. He's going to have to fall back from the fight. That puts Yempty in a good spot to take Miraku down as well, but Miraku's not going to be peeking in. It's going to be Gaxi instead. Gaxi cannot connect his shots there. Fuzzface waiting for his moment to pounce in. Gaxi, though, just sliver of life left. He's going to have to heal himself as well, but the circle is coming in. They have a bit of it left. And they're going to have to take that one there. Yempty and Fuzzface have some sort of a play going on here. They're both grouping up. Yempty's still taking shots. Miraku will spot the enemy and return fire, but none will connect on Yempty.
Gaxi also on the wide flank here, trying to make a play as well. They are also, everybody's inside the zone here. Haxedi and Jemty standing in the background, trying to defend this push from them. But now Kinguin is making the move here, trying to go on a wide flank, all of them together. But Fuzzface has smelled what's going on.
Yeah, Haxedi trying to make sure that nobody's actually flanking them. Fuzzface now will spot his enemies here. They're going to be close by, but Fuzzface gets himself knocked out. It will be Kinguin 3 strong against Yempty and Hack City, who are now split apart. They have the double-pronged attack, but the circle this time around swings to the favor of Kinguin, and Miraku is on it. Fuzzface gets himself eliminated. A trade might happen here as Hack City peeks out. Yempty slowly moving forward as well. Hack City peeks in, and not to find the members of Kinguin anymore. They're rotating back into the circle, and will try to keep Hack City coming in from the other side. They might know of his position at this moment in time. They haven't seen anything from him, so they should guess of his spot. But Yempty takes the shot. Gaxi falls down. With that, he could potentially push in. Hack City might go as well. Yes, there he goes. Yempty.
They have to play this. They have to push on this right now. Jemty has no helmet, though. Haxedi has to help him right now, but they're trying to go for the rest.
All the rest. It might happen indeed. No, it won't. Larson here's his enemy. Doesn't know exactly where he is, but now he's making a move here. Yempty playing it slow. Larson, no need to peek, but he does do that indeed, and he finds the shot as well. That M249 beasted it in this situation, and Haxedi to fall, as well as the JG and the chicken dinner with 20 kills goes to Team Kinguin.
After the fight with NLG, Kinguin do lose a member, and they're getting Larson up, so Miraku's just chilling. Does actually spot out Yempty there, which is lucky for Kinguin. Yempty shouldn't have been so far apart from his team. Does get red barred and libs though. So Miraku's pushing up, getting some information, spots out Haxedi, but Kinguin are going to focus on Yempty, because his team can't really help him from a position like that, and they have Gaxi holding the flank, holding their backs for them. Bit of a graphical glitch here, Miraku putting his crosshair onto Yempty, but shot's not actually registering, hitting the sand behind him, I think. Miraku turns around here. Not sure if he heard the footsteps or just a lucky turn, or maybe even Gaxi see holding this flank here, spotted him out. But they take down Mixie. So they turned a 3v4 into a 3v3 just by playing defensive, playing together, trying to single out Yempty too. So now they're using this hill to their full advantage, moving along it as a unit. You can see FaZe are pretty split up, but Kinguin are together, and now you got Miraku doing what Gaxi was doing before, holding their backs for them, holding that flank. So they're just chilling really now, picking up for some information. But I think they want the circle to close in, because they could get flanked with a circle this big. Still just playing defensive. It worked for them. They got a kill already. And they do see Fuzzface here push into that aggressive position, which is really good for Kinguin, as you can see Gaxi and Larson now are just going to push up and try and single out Fuzzface as he's all alone. Miracu's still watching their backs. They all know where the FaZe members are now, as they made themselves known. So Fuzzface goes down, and now it's a 3v2. The circle does go in the way of Kinguin here. So still, they're just chilling. No need to be aggressive. Gaxi does go down to Yempty, so Larson moves over to try and get a res off. Miraku knows where Haxeti is though, so I think they think it's unlikely that Yempty is gonna push here. Larson does see the footsteps, so Miraku comes to help him out, but Larson doesn't need the help. He just takes that aggressive peek as you saw on stream, takes him down, and Miraku follows up on Haxeti while he's pushing. Very well played by Kinguin, and 20 kills to top it off is just huge. That is a third of the remaining players in the match. And here you can just see how split apart FaZe are and how together and cohesive Kinguin are. This hill does favor Kinguin, obviously, as they can just play the full length of it. But if any member of FaZe here gets knocked, then they're going to struggle to res each other. That's all from me. Hoping it was insightful. Enjoy the rest of your day or night.